Need you, obviously, and then also Steve back there is really important to me. Okay, pop in. I need somebody to do a sound check for me. Let me know how we're sitting. What a time for the sound to crap out. Give it a moment. Oh my God, AJ's here. Hi, AJ. My dear sweet child. And can hear us. Thank you, AJ. Good. Okay, cool. What's up, cool kids? We're back. It's been 2 weeks. I feel like it's been 600 years and I don't know how to do this anymore, but I'm here, queer and alive, and we're doing it. Here's my beautiful guest, Emily. Some of you get the Patreon emails and already know some things about Emily. For those who don't, please introduce yourself.
My name's Emily. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a student at Western. I'm studying comparative religions. What else did I put in the email?
You put your astrology info in, which one independently did that's guesting this month, and that fucking shook me to my core.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm a Scorpio sun with a Leo moon and an Aquarius rising. And I think the activities, I like hanging out with my cat, Duck. We've been hanging out with Arcane today.
Arcane has already tipped Emily's water, as is his wont.
And now his whole head's in the glass. So
that's amazing. I can't get him to go inside the cat tree I bought him, but he will shove himself inside of a glass.
You know, there's more simulation over here.
It's a little bit damp. So, Sinister Sisters pointed out Steve Pillow is with us. Thank you to the 3 people who chipped in to buy that. I think at least one of you watch. I hope she watches because she's a Patreon supporter, and it's weird. I feel like it's weird if you're giving me money and not getting any entertainment out of it. So for anyone who cares, Steve Pillow is here. He's well. He's probably going to live on my couch after this. I'm not just going to prop him in the corner and let his sad eyes watch me, but there he is. The question I'm trying to ask all of my guests now, Emily, what is something you didn't learn in sex ed that you wish you had?
So I feel like we never got any explanation of outer genitalia.
Yes!
You get a lot of things having to do with the insides of things, but you don't know other than the scary STD pictures they give you.
Yeah, they show you this is what your vulva will look like if you get chlamydia and leave it untreated for 6 years.
Exactly.
And then the lips fall off.
And that's not very helpful.
Were you ever told what your labia were?
I was given a diagram.
Okay.
But never any explanation of any function or anything like that.
Okay, no, that's so, I'm so glad you said that, because that was when I first started learning sex ed things, one of the first things I noticed was people with penises get to learn a lot about what's going on here. And if you have a vagina, you're kind of fucked. And I spent a good couple of years in middle school not knowing what any of the external shit was, and I was 90% convinced I just had a deformed vagina. No one else had all that extra shit outside, and I was I guess I just have a gross broken body, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know who to ask about that. Marjo, yes, my guest did make it. Ta-da. Yes. Love Marjo. Marjo's in the Netherlands, and it's one there, I think, so I worry about Marjo constantly, but she is a joy and a delight. So
get some sleep, Marjo.
Please, literally as soon as I finish every week, I'm Marjo, go to bed. Anyway, so what is our topic tonight?
Fat, sex, and accessibility.
Fuck yeah. What made you want to bring this on? What made you want to sit down in front of a webcam and talk to a group of internet weirdos about this?
Well, my life has been directly impacted by fat sex.
Amazing.
Myself and partners included. And it's something I've been doing a little bit of research on just independently, and I figured this is a good place to bring that.
You're here's a platform of appreciative people. Cool. Fuck yeah. So I'm gonna try to stick to the outline. I want to start with kind of the medical side and the stuff we talked about regarding birth control, because I think that's fucking important, and I would like to lead with that.
As noted in the show Shrill, if you guys have any of you watched it, basically there's a scene in the show where she basically finds out she's pregnant, and she's been taking Plan B and realizes that it's not approved for anyone over a certain weight. I think it's between 160 and 180 pounds. And that's true of Plan B. That's also true of oral contraceptives and the patch. Most hormonal birth control has not been tested on anyone above 160 to 180 pounds. The only one that has been fully confirmed this does work is IUDs and barrier protection condoms, that kind of thing. Also, Depo doesn't work, the injection.
So like I'm not like a majority maybe of like birth control methods that most folks know about are not useful to anyone over a certain weight,
Correct.
which is trash.
Yeah.
Fuck. I also want to clarify on IUDs because I think we talked about this, but that is both hormonal and copper IUDs, correct? Like both are still good and effective because they're like right there.
They're just right in there.
They're right up in there.
Getting things done.
Hard to fuck that up. Hell yeah. I hate that the chat is just people talking about how much sleep they're not getting. You guys stress me the fuck out. Please stop talking about this and ask a constructive question, partially so we can feel useful and also so I don't have to worry about you. I'm like this close to like finding your locations and forcing you to go to bed.
It's important. You need rest to function.
Rage. No, we're not. No, listen, the Pokemon Sleep app is going to be dope. We don't. Okay, we have a question. Wait, so Depo doesn't work?
No, I mean, it can. It just isn't. It hasn't been tested whether it does work or it doesn't. So you could still get pregnant taking injected Depo-Provera or whatever. Just because it hasn't been tested for anyone over those weights. So it might work. It might not. We don't know.
It seems like a heck of a risk to take.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'll get pregnant, but like maybe I won't. Ugh.
This isn't an important decision.
This isn't like a major thing that will have like giant repercussions. Like we'll just like find out. It's fine. It's like testing a new aspirin, you know? It's like whatever happens, happens. It won't be that bad. Jesus Christ. Okay. Did you want to talk a little about like why? No, we did. We got into like the IUDs like right in your vagina. So you want to talk a little bit about like tips for talking to your doctor when you go in? Yeah.
So the best advice I can give is make sure you're informed or at least have done a little bit of research into what you think is going on with your body before you go in. It's not always a good idea to present your doctor with this and be like, I definitely have this issue or this diagnosis. Describe your symptoms and go into it knowing like this is something you have in mind. So at the very least, your doctor can say like, it's definitely not that. You can calm down.
Right.
So yeah, go in with a plan. Be able to openly talk to your doctor. I know that's very difficult. That's definitely something I struggle with too. But your doctor, if you have a good one and isn't terrible and shitty, disclaimer, should be able to, you should be able to talk to them and ask open questions. They aren't going to judge you. They're not, nothing like that. And
they see so many fucking folks. Like they're not going like, oh, this one in particular sucks. It's like they're not going to remember you.
Exactly. And at the very least, like that's good for just like calming down your fears. Because, I'm a hypochondriac. I think I have everything going wrong with me all the time. It's also a good idea to do a little bit of research into doctors when you're picking one, especially when you're plus size or fat. There are some resources where people review doctors. I can't remember the name of the website, which would be helpful right now, but it does exist.
Whenever you remember, just send it to me and I'll stick it in the show notes. It'll be like it was always there.
Exactly.
No one will ever know. Also, to rage, yes, the Sex Witch Fight Club is still going to track down and fight all the shitty doctors, every single one of them. We have infinite time and transportation, meaning that they're all going down.
Yes, absolutely. And if you think your doctor is not taking you seriously, it is a good idea, and you can find another doctor within your health insurance parameters that hopefully will be able to help you. That's basically it. Take your own symptoms seriously. Don't let anybody make you discount your own feelings and your own body, because you know that better than anybody else.
Literally anyone. There's a reason I'm telling all of y'all always not to wait for me to tell you to go to a doctor. Please, just if you're at the point where you need to ask a stranger on the internet, should I be going to a doctor? Yes, you are. Please God. All from Nate, your brother and sister are watching the stream. I love that I've collected the entire set of Spalding siblings. I have proprietary rights to your family now. Also, hi, Jess. Glad you could join us a little bit late. This is Emily.
Hello.
They're a Scorpio with a Leo moon.
Yes.
Okay.
Aquarius rising.
Aquarius rising. Okay. I don't know anything other than sun signs, but it was pointed out, I think, by you and or AJ, that it's significant that everyone in this month has a Leo somewhere in their main trifecta. That's I definitely planned it that way on purpose.
I think you just attract Leos to you.
I do. Well, I think it helps that I was like, okay, so I'm planning August. Who wants to do shit? And like, who's more likely to be like, I'll do it than someone with a Leo right there.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. Leos are just constantly trying to get their shit where people have to listen to them. God. Okay, I really appreciate that you already got straight into like the finding a good doctor tip, because that was gonna be my next like, oh, let's talk about that. You got that. You're all over that. Oh, I do have a note on the overdiagnosis of PCOS in here.
Yeah. There has been some talk about PCOS being overdiagnosed, just because like a doctor you'll see somebody who's fat or plus size and having some issues that present as hormonal imbalances and just that blanket using PCOS, and that's not always the case. There's a lot of reasons hormones can be messed up, and you do have to actually test hormones to figure that out, and there have been a lot of stories of people being diagnosed with PCOS without having been tested for hormones or for cysts. So if your doctor doesn't test you for PCOS and you think you might have PCOS, ask your doctor to test you. That's the best advice I can give for that. And yeah, but there's also a lot of other issues that could be going on. So, you don't have to accept that completely at face value if you haven't been tested reliably.
Yeah, I think there's kind of like that fine line between like you should probably listen to people like have a medical degree, but also keep doing your own research and like don't just like accept the first thing if it doesn't feel right.
Right.
You're allowed to do your own research. From Jess, weight alone can cause menstrual weirdness, so that's ... a whole ass problem.
It's true.
Yeah. Also, AJ chiming in with my next stream with Mackenzie will be in Libra season, so I can thrive. I don't think we have anything like planned, so I like that you're just showing up. And, we're gonna do one in Libra season.
It's now
fine.
required. Yeah,
it's required. That's like coming up soon, right? That's after.
October?
That's the one after Virgo?
Yes.
Okay. I know astrology. I don't. Oh, from Yo Kid, any tips when going to a gynecologist with dysphoria? That's not something I can speak to. Emily, do you have anything to say to that, or?
That's also not something I can speak to. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is not the right panel for that. I will get researching after this stream and see what kind of resources I can dig up for you and pop them on my blog. So stay tuned. Yeah, sorry. I don't. Not all. Oh shit, what do we always say on Speak Out panels? I think it was like not everyone can speak to every lived experience, something along those lines. As we can't speak for everybody. We just know our own shit. Okay, so then we're getting into the mechanics of accessible sex. What does that mean? What does that look like to you? How do you define that?
So anytime everybody has a different body and you crazy. And in order to have sex, sometimes you need to make adjustments for each individual body. It's pretty much as simple as that.
That's it. That's the stream. Everybody go home.
Yeah. So like, not everybody is going to be able to or will be comfortable with just like what you see in media in regards to sex or what you even learn about. Sometimes extra tools or positioning or things that you might not really realize are helpful or entirely, what is the word I'm looking for? Necessary.
There we go.
Necessary to have sex. So yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to think about where I want to steer that. There are many ways. Also, chat, feel free to like throw in like we're talking about the fucking Ranjishi cult again. We're not I need y'all to save that for the Discord. We've talked about this. The YouTube chat and the Discord are two separate entities. And you should keep your weirdness over there. But let me look at the bullet points on here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the first one I have is in quotes. Am I going to find someone who finds me attractive? Are you lying to me?
Yes, you will find someone who is attracted to you. And no, they're not lying to you, and I'm not lying to you either.
Would two people on the internet lie to you? I think not.
No, absolutely not. No, there's somebody out there for everyone. If you haven't had sex or you feel like you haven't had somebody else express interest in you sexually, that may come later. It might not, and that's also fine.
Yeah, you have no control over that, but that's also not like a personal shortcoming.
Yeah, it's not a reflection on you. Yeah, I think there's a lot of anxiety for plus size people especially before you have sex, thinking, well, like I said, somebody will be attracted to you, or if you find somebody who you think is attracted to you, and then thinking like, oh, what if I take my clothes off? They realize I'm fat all of a sudden, and then now they don't like me. But the truth is, people have an idea of what your body is going to look like before you take your clothes off, usually. I have never had an experience where I have, everything's going really well. We get to that point, I take my clothes off, and, they outright reject me or anything, or have even, said, oh, this bothers me or whatever. And if somebody does that to you, they're just shitty.
They are the asshole, and you are dodging a bullet by not having sex with them.
Exactly.
You are the winner in that scenario, I promise.
And it has everything to do with something else going on with them and nothing to do with you or your body.
Yeah, I like that. Like, that is like the extreme end, I think. But even if you're in a place where you're like, oh, like, I don't feel like anyone's found me attractive, like, that is not on you. That is other people's baggage. Like, you are not responsible for how other people react or do not react to you. Like, that's fucking beyond you.
And it's not, it doesn't affect your value or any of that.
No.
So, so if you're attracted to somebody, and you should express that to them and see if the feeling is mutual. And don't be afraid of that just because you're fat or plus size or whatever.
I love that. I'm also very glad in general we have someone here who can tell people, just go tell people if they're into that, because that is not advice I can give, because I'm a rat bastard and a coward. So thank you for covering like many bases on this front tonight. Also from Roman, that's such an anxiety for me too, LMAO, but I also I don't date at all.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. That I can relate to. Also, okay, other Emily got here late, but has also appreciated the Steve pillow. Thanks, Emily. The internet bought it for me. Yeah, I'm a rat bastard and a coward. That's going to be the monthly sticker this month. Look forward to it, Patriots. Let's talk about the folks saying they don't date. Because I think that's something I can speak to. For like very different reasons, I think. Because tell me more, friends. You don't have to, but I don't I think it's real to like not put yourself out there if you're like afraid of like how people are going to react to you for some reason. Like, I get that. That's 100% valid. And if you're not in a place where you feel comfortable like being out there doing shit, understandable. Don't put yourself through it. It will suck. It'll feel really shitty. But also, I mean, what do we even define as like putting yourself out there anymore? I don't fucking know. I don't want to be like millennials are killing XYZ, but I feel like millennials have killed dating as it existed.
Yeah.
Like, it's dead. I genuinely I don't know how people meet outside of Tinder anymore. Like, what do you do?
I don't think people do very much.
What do you do? Go to the fucking ice cream social and be like, oh, would you like to go bowling with me? That sounds really fake.
Or if you don't date, hey, do you just want to like jump into bed right now? That's
right. None of
know.
it sounds correct.
And you can't like always pull from your group of friends. That doesn't always work out wonderfully for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, no. From AJ, I've never told someone I like them, but also I've only had one crush not reciprocate. That's like a decent batting average, AJ. From Emily, IDK, everyone I know in a relationship is just graphic designers dating other graphic designers. That's fair. Sometimes you just like spin your swivel chair around and you're like open floor space graphic design ops, and you're like, hey, that's what I imagine graphic designers are like.
A bowling date does not sound sexy.
No, there's nothing. Is there anything less sexy than like bowling shoes and like that smell that bowling balls have when other people have been using them for years?
And like, I don't know. I suck at bowling. I don't need anybody to see me suck that hard at bowling.
I don't need anyone to know that I have to use children's bowling balls because my hands are too small.
Yeah, I relate to that.
Like, I don't need anyone to go, she's a Keebler elf with no upper body strength. Goodbye. I don't know why why that would be a turnoff for anyone, but Marjo's out here going to queer festivals and parties every other month. Who aren't you fancy?
Look at you.
All right, Netherlands. Jesus. From AJ, I'm competitive in anything where I can win is sexy. That's very un-Libra of you. Fuck. I think what we've learned right now is that no one has dating advice or knows how it works anymore, except for Marjo. Please hit her up for advice. God, okay. Okay, the next bullet point is don't settle for uncomfortable positions.
Mm-hmm. don't settle for
That's it.
uncomfortable
That's
positions.
the advice.
Don't be afraid to adjust your body or your partner's body. Ask them before you adjust somebody else's body. But, adjusting things like move your belly over your thighs if something's pinching, if something isn't working, or if you can't reach something. These are all good reasons to adjust things. And I think there's a lot of fear of like, if I touch my belly and move it or something, then it'll draw more attention to it. But again, it goes back to they are already having sex with you.
Like, you got this far.
You got this far. I don't think that's really going to be the thing. In most cases, that will, ruin everything. And it'll make you more comfortable and make the sex potentially more enjoyable, which will be better for your partner. And so
amazing.
Yeah, I recommend doing that.
Always in general. I mean, y'all know me, like my biggest sex advice always is like, say something if you're not comfortable. And I think that goes so much more, because I just feel like, if you are fat, like you are expected to like be apologizing for your body and like not draw attention to it and not like ask for anything. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, no. You also deserve to be comfortable.
Yeah, just because you have a little extra weight or whatever on a certain part of your body doesn't mean that part of you needs to hurt. Excuse me.
I love the ambiance. I think that's my neighbors, like through the trees. What do we got?
Uncomfortable.
Oh, from June, whose last name I can never pronounce. Uncomfortable positions can also mean positions that make you dysphoric if you're trans. Also, feel free to leave clothes on for sensory or gender issues you may have. Oh, gendery issues, even better. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I mean, you can leave your clothes on for any reason. Like, whatever, man. There are no rules.
Yeah.
It's all fine. Roman is chiming back in. I think my face is attractive, but I've been told that I'm fat by mom and extended fam. Hey, like, fuck them. And so there is a lot of sort of insecurity with my body and such.
Also, attractive and fat are not mutually exclusive.
Not even a little bit. Fuck that.
So,
God.
You can be both of those things, and that's fine.
Yeah, those are completely compatible words right there.
Yeah.
Amazing. Also, like, fuck that. I'm your mom now.
Also fuck your mom and extended fam.
Yeah, I obviously, like we just said, like, fat and attractive are not like opposites anyway. I feel like there's a suggestion here that they meant it that way. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I think you're older than me, but I'm legally adopting you now because that's trash. And you deserve a better extended fam. Get over here, you can sleep on the Steve pillow. Steve's got you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right. We talked about it's okay to physically reposition. Do we want to talk about like needing like aids when you're having sex, or like, like getting things that are more accommodating, or like get whatever however you want to roll that. Also from AJ, have you ever seen Lizzo? Fat and attractive are definitely not contradictory. God bless.
Amen. Things that are helpful for fat sex. Wedge pillows are really good. For most positions, if you are on your back and somebody is penetrating you, getting a wedge pillow and putting it underneath your butt will, elevate things so that you can get a better angle. Things aren't being blocked quite as much. And conversely, if you are on top of somebody riding them and you put a pillow or a regular pillow or a wedge pillow, it can also give you better angle, and it makes it a little less painful on your joints. And so you're not like having to do the splits on somebody essentially. There's also a good idea is getting, if you're into vibrators and that kind of thing, a wand with a long handle. If you're having trouble reaching with something else you have, it's okay to, look for that kind of thing specifically. Another good piece of advice, if you are looking for some kind of strap-on situation, you can find plus-size harnesses. And also, there are some that I found, like double-ended dildos that are a little bit extended so that you can get it into both partners a lot easier if there's, if both partners are fat or one is. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think I've made it 24 episodes without double-ended dildos coming up. I'm so glad we've crossed that line as well now. Fuck yes. Hell yes. We've all collectively adopted Roman. That's fine. I'm running a cult. All right, Roman is also chimed in. I think I am about a year older, but I'll be fine to be adopted by Kramer Carlisle. I'm unadopting you. That was uncalled for. Those are also all really good suggestions for folks with disabilities who are looking to have sex. So like, fuck yeah, there are. Yeah, all right. We didn't have to repeat Kramer Carlisle in all caps. I hate this. God, were you around for Kramergate? Did you ever catch any of that during my Twitter debacle?
A good amount of it, yeah.
That's hasn't gone anywhere.
Good.
But yeah, no, there are just like there's so many options and accommodations and ways to like be a sexual person, like regardless of what is up with your body. There's not like one body type that is allowed to have sex.
You don't have to accept like the standard heteronormative sex ed even version of sex that we've been taught.
No.
There's so many ways to modify things and make things work for you. And
yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at Emily saying, I don't know how Kramer and Keebler Elf apply to the same person, but here we are. It's called Containing Multitudes.
Now I want a remake of Seinfeld, but all Keebler Elves. And they live in a tree.
They're in a tree and they make cookies, but also they like, occasionally one of them is like, so airplane food.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, I'm gonna be real. I don't think I've ever seen like an episode of Seinfeld because I was like 2 when it went off the air.
I watched a lot of reruns growing up.
Understandable.
Yeah.
What was the highlight? What is your fondest memory of Seinfeld that cannot be linked to the B movie? I have to throw that in there.
So my favorite memory of Seinfeld is my grandma drinking a milkshake in the front seat and then just saying, apropos of nothing, these pretzels are making me thirsty. And all of us just looking at her.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of Seinfeld reference, I'm assuming? Or
well, in the show, they're eating pretzels.
Okay.
So it
like,
makes sense.
Okay, cool. I'm like, I was just down with your grandma being like, cool.
Yeah. We all were too, and we were just like, oh, okay.
Everyone's like, she says the darndest things. Oh, okay, we're familiar with this. I see. This landed very well with one person. Jesus Christ. Okay. We kind of veered into, now we've like neatly dovetailed into like depictions of sex and what it looks like. And how you don't really get a lot of like positive rep of anyone who is not very, very thin and like usually very, very fit having sex in like any kind of media without it being like a joke of some kind.
Right. Shrill has some, I can't remember Shrill because I watched it so fast and
Give
a long
us like
time
a
ago.
2-second rundown of Shrill for folks who don't know, and also since you don't remember it super well.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So there's a girl, she's dating somebody.
I know it's based on Lindy West. Right?
Yeah.
She wasn't actually in it.
No.
Katie Bryant played her, right?
Correct.
Okay. That's all I know.
She works for, I think, what is supposed to be Vox or some other like new media kind of
She's
company.
like an internet media person.
Yeah. And like her boss won't let her write articles, and so she writes one about how she's fat and proud. Again, the details are fuzzy.
It's been a minute.
And a lot of things happen. She goes to like a fat pool party, which is really cool. That's like most memorable scene.
The only episode I know anything about, and that's because it was written by Samantha Irby, who I fucking adore. She was a great writer, and I love her.
Yeah, and it's a great episode. If you don't watch any other Shrill, watch that episode. She also does have sex in that show, but it's not really the most like positive depiction, just because like she kind of hates the guy.
Ooh.
I'm thinking of the one guy at the very beginning. There may have been somebody later that I don't remember. So take that with a grain of salt.
She might have some kind of like sexual glow up.
Yeah.
Somebody actually watch it and report back.
She has sex with the world's worst man. Yeah.
Oh, well, haven't we all? I shouldn't have said that. I've fucked one man and he was average. Hate sex, how straight, says the one straight man in this chat. Jesus Christ.
That's the plot. Yeah.
That's
it is very hetero. Yeah. There's some gay. It's just not with
there's
A.D.
some
Bryant.
gay. Yeah, that's fair. Listen, not everyone has to be gay for us to care about them. That's how it is. I will throw out Sam Irby as very not straight though, so like icon. I just turned this into a shameless Sam Irby plug.
As you should.
As I should. I'm so she's writing a 3rd book.
Really?
I'm so excited. God. Okay. Where
depictions. Don't watch This Is Us. don't watch This Is
Oh
Us.
yeah, no, you told me about this. Tell us the shit on This Is Us. I know I said we weren't gonna like poop on it specifically, but you can if you want.
I wanna shit on This Is Us a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a fat character in This Is Us. Basically, if you don't know the plot of This Is Us, there's like a family, there's a mom and a dad and like 3 kids, and one of them's adopted and all this other stuff. One of them is a fat woman, and I've seen the first episode, and like in the first episode it's somebody's birthday and there's a cake in the fridge and she writes a note on it like, do not eat, as if like fat people don't have any control whatsoever over what they eat. Although I guess in the plot of the show it kind of makes a little bit of sense, but the plot's bad.
I just feel like we've seen enough shows where the fat character's trying not to eat.
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck off.
Yeah, we
It's
get
a
it.
cake.
And part of, if I'm remembering correctly, part of the actress's contract for it was that she has to lose weight with the character as the character loses weight, which is like bad on a lot of different levels, like bad plot, bad contract,
Terrible contract.
bad for her health potentially.
Yeah, no, that's really physically demanding of an
Yeah.
actor. Like, I know it's like, I'm like, this isn't good either, but I know it's like kind of standard practice. Like, oh, you should like radically change your body in some way before we hire you and like, you know, lose some weight or put on muscle, whatever. But actually being like, you need to lose weight as we are going. Like, that's just so much stress to put on your fucking body on
Yeah.
top of like doing a job every day.
And like it becomes very, I imagine she would be like completely stressed all the time
Yeah.
about everything. And you know, I feel bad for the actress, but I know the actress has sex on that show, and I haven't seen that, but I'm sure it isn't great based on the rest of the show.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
We're just
but
assuming it sucks. What
just-
is it? This Is Us?
This Is Us.
Okay.
Yeah.
The vibe I got off it was always that like it was supposed to be like an edgier like Modern Family, like, which is probably not it at all, but like it was
It's
like
a little more
similar vibe.
sappy, I would say.
Okay. Edgy might have been the wrong word.
I mean, it's a little bit darker, like,
Right.
yeah.
Like they're more, yeah, they've got,
People die
I don't, you know, who am I to know anything about TV?
for every other character, but God, there's, yeah.
Christ.
Yeah,
Well, that's almost more disappointing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's an otherwise good show, except
right.
if it was like shitty to everyone, maybe that would be like equality, but blah.
Yeah.
Also at Emily a bit back, maybe we'll just like do a stream someday where I just bitch about TV shows that I have seen. I'll 2 of them. I feel like it'd be unreasonable to pretend I haven't seen Stranger Things at this point. How much weirder would that be if I hadn't?
You just know, you're just a fan of Joe Keery.
I've never seen Stranger Things in my life, but I like that man. He dresses like an art school lesbian. Okay, so body positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this part.
What are we talking about specifically? Just like the whole movement in general? Because that's, yeah.
The whole, specifically the misuse.
Yeah.
'Cause That's what I want to hear about.
So yeah, the body positivity movement has been reappropriated to mean just like everybody feels good about their body, which everybody should feel good about their body. That's a good thing. No denying that. But the body positivity movement was originally started as a radical political movement, and it's been watered down so that actual activists who are using these terms can't really get the point across, because it's about liberating fat people. It's not feeling good about our bodies, because not everybody feels good about their bodies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, disabled people who are just not, and trans people who are not going to feel good about their bodies.
No.
And
That's
okay.
If our capitalist hellscape has done one thing really well, it's making a lot of people feel really bad about their bodies for a huge variety of reasons.
And so using that as like, this is what we're focusing on, it just really waters everything down. And I have big issues with that. I don't want to call out Jamila Jamil, because I do like her.
I think
However,
we need to criticize our faves more than anyone.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like she is somebody who is very conventionally attractive, who is gaining a lot of fame and momentum. I don't know that she's necessarily directly profiting off of it, but, to a certain extent she is, off of a movement that is fighting against something that she benefits from. And that's kind of inherently problematic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying what she's doing is wrong.
Yeah.
Because, like, spreading the word is good and wonderful.
I think the intent behind it is fantastic.
Exactly, but there's people who've been doing this for longer and better, and who should be getting the platform that she is. And from what I've seen, I could be very wrong about this, she hasn't done a lot to uplift the voices in the body positivity movement and activists who are doing this work. And I could be completely wrong about that, but when I was looking into this, when she first started doing this, that was what I was seeing. And I'm kind of bothered by that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's completely understandable. This is not and like that's not just blanket shitting like with This Is
Yeah.
Us. That's like this is a person with like, you know, who we should critique and like be aware of and like talk about the nuance of their work. Do you want to? This has turned into a Stranger Things chat over here. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the origins of the body positivity movement? Because I think it's like important to recognize like body positivity does not just mean like doing anything that makes you feel kind of nice about your body.
Right. Yeah. It was started as well. It started in the 1960s with a lot of the other social movements that were coming up around then. One of the first notable examples of it was the Fat-In held by a guy he was a radio DJ, and he basically said like, everybody show up in downtown Manhattan and we're just going to be like fat and happy. And
Hell yeah.
people brought signs that say like, I'm fat and proud, and people like ate food and kind of hung out, and people there's articles written that you can read that are people just being confused, like, why are people doing this? This seems like a weird thing to fight against. But it kind of grew from there. There is the Fat Underground in the 1970s that was largely put together by Jewish women, fat Jewish women. And they did a lot of work just like, you know, this fat liberation, making a lot of zines, publishing things. I mean, and it wasn't perfect. They had a conspiracy theory going about like Mama Cass's passing away and like how doctors killed her. I don't know how true that is.
I'm sorry, wait, can you elaborate on that? Because this did not come up in the outline. Like you were just like, oh, there's a whole conspiracy theory. I was like, hit the brakes.
Okay, so Cass Elliot, Mama Cass of the Mamas and the Papas, she died fairly young. She died of a heart attack, and she was fat. And most people accepted that at face value. Fat activists thought that maybe the doctors either didn't treat her well just because she was fat, which is entirely possible. That happens all the time.
That's not like
that's not a conspiracy
that's not
theory.
An outlandish theory, no.
But it was taken to the point where like doctors were conspiring against her specifically.
Like they were actively planning to like make her sick and let her die.
Exactly. And I don't know how. I don't think that happened, but I could see her not getting proper care.
Definitely, yeah. Like there's a fine line between a plausible critique of the medical industry and a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
and I think we've vaulted over it. Mm-hmm. So that's, you know, I think it's also important to remember. We need to critique our early movements too.
Me too.
No movement is perfect.
Yeah, and body positivity, like it kind of fell very underground for a long time until basically the 90s. Until is it called the Body Positive or the organization? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I should. Hang on.
So should I.
This is fine. This is fine. We want like the actual like organization name.
Yeah.
Okay, body. Who can Google this faster? This makes for great viewing. So I'm just getting like the body positivity movement.
The Body Positive, yes, it is the Body Positive.
Okay.
They, I believe, came back since 1996.
Stop talking about Avril Lavigne. That's the other worst conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that conspiracy theory in years.
Do you believe it?
Absolutely. She was definitely a place. Look at her. No. But yeah, the Body Positive was started in 1996. As I think they were like combating mostly like photoshopping and like models being underweight and that kind of thing, but also focusing on fat liberation and all that good stuff. And it's kind of come back into style recently with a lot of people using it as a hashtag on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's where we're getting this watering down.
Watering down is a great word. Like, I think when you say it's come into style, like it's literally like become like a style and like a brand for a lot of folks, and like something that a lot of companies have tried to like jump on and like sell and be like, oh, like we're so like hashtag body positive. Like, look, we get it. Like, we're woke. Buy our shit. This is exactly the same shit. We're just branding it differently. And it's frustrating. Like, I think I have a whole you know, I've done commodified feminism with y'all. You've heard this, but like when the ones that kill me are like the fucking like Victoria's Secret ads where they've got like they're like 7 foot tall, like 10-pound models in the lunch, and they're like, we love our bodies. And I'm like, what a radical statement. What a fucking bold thing for you all to come out and say that you love your like perfect societally idealized bodies.
Right.
How brave.
This is the ideal, and yeah, you like it to be.
Oh, I love my body that I'm paid like thousands of dollars to have.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Dove. Yeah.
Dove. How do you feel about the Dove? What is it, like the Real Body ads?
I with all Dove things, I think their heart is in the right place, but it's like we know what you're doing behind closed doors.
No, I fucking hate them. I'm gonna be. I feel like it's like they got together a very heartfelt team of folks, and that very heartfelt team of folks works for like a bajillion-dollar corporation that doesn't give a shit.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, cool. God. All right. Why are we invoking the name of Tommy Wiseau? We're not doing this.
We don't need him here.
I like that we just got Dove, ... Yeah, you're right. Oh, multiple people have summoned Dove. Yeah, it's gross. God. Are there any other like particular brands you'd care to shit on? We're always anti-capitalist hours up in here.
I don't hate Third Love, but I do want to yell at Third Love.
So I hear about Third Love a lot via like podcast advertising.
Yeah,
I've never like seen them.
Well, like, okay, their tagline, or at least it used to be like, we have the biggest, or we are the most like inclusive bra brand. And like their thing for a while was like, we custom make bras for your specific body and all this stuff, but they don't make them they don't make my size. I wear a 44H, and like they sell like 44 band size and like some H cups, but not in that particular combination. It's like, how are you going to say you're the most inclusive and you make bras custom, but you can't somehow put these two things that you already exist in your brand together? And like, I've just been refreshing Third Love's website for years, and it says like, well, we're getting to your size right now.
I don't think you are. After a couple of years, that's because they custom make them.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not combine those? I don't understand.
And neither do I.
Like,
and it's
figure it out.
Yeah, and that's true of a lot of brands who are like, we're very inclusive, blah blah blah, and it's just like, oh, you gave us like a few measly things in the back of your store that you're gonna shove in a rack, and it's all shapeless and bad. I'm looking at you, H&M, specifically. Fucking hate
I love it.
H&M.
Oh no, we're gonna shit on everything tonight. I'm delighted by
Yeah.
this. Okay, what are we missing? Oh, Amazon. Yeah, call Amazon out. Fuck you, Jeff Bezos.
Well, yeah, just fuck Jeff Bezos
Fuck
forever.
Jeff if anyone deserves the guillotine right now, it is him. Let's see. Oh, wait, what do we got? I heard something about shapewear.
Emily, I'm with you egging the brands.
Oh wait, which one? What are we reading?
Yeah, I think it's
Did I scroll past it?
You may have.
I'm lost in the chat.
Me too.
Lost in the sauce, lads.
Emily
also wanted to yell Third Love.
The next bra company to tell bras triple D and below claim to be for everyone is getting their house egged by me.
Let's do it. Let's just add that to the Sex Switch Fight Club agenda. We're gonna fight all the doctors. We're gonna egg all the CEOs. I would make time for that second one, honestly. I don't like violence. I do like inconveniencing shitty rich people. I get 2 free cases of eggs per week. Hey, Draven.
Are you getting eggs?
Hey, Draven. You got like some yard chickens or what? Jesus. Oh, just from Rach. I've been wearing E-Cup and Bigger since I was 15, and bra companies fucking suck.
Hey, same. And yes.
Bra companies are a fucking sham. That's all I've got on that. That was the whole take.
I have a bra lady in Grand Rapids who measures you out of like this store she runs in her house.
Like her home.
Yeah, it's called Mimi's Foundations. I highly recommend her.
Hell yeah!
If you're in the greater Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids area.
Noted. At least one person in this chat is. I know that for a fact. It's June down there. Victoria's Secret can find me personally. They have good underwear though. A mixed bag review from Emily. Shit. The whole bra thing is. I feel like it's a trap. Like,
yeah.
Especially if you have like larger breasts, you do fucking need some support. Like
you do.
And there's like not an industry there to back that up in any way, and it's shit.
I would really love a properly fitting bralette. Also, just if anybody in the bra industry is listening to this,
Someone, please. If anyone,
please.
I'm just putting that out there in the universe.
That doesn't cost like $100.
$1 trillion. Yeah, we're gonna like mood board this into existence.
Yes. The secret. We're secreting.
Just pretty. Yes. What does that mean?
Even The Secret is a book that has
I haven't
existed
read like
since
all books.
That's existed since like 2005. I haven't read it
I
either,
was
but
busy reading Twilight in 2005.
well, I was busy watching Oprah, where she talks a lot about it.
Okay, hang on. Excuse me while I Google a synopsis of this book.
It's also the McElroys talk about it a lot, so that's why I expected you to know what I was talking about.
Okay, listen. Whenever the McElroys start talking about like some pop culture, I'm just like, oh, there it goes. I don't believe like half the things they bring up are real. Like I think it's just an elaborate sibling.
Most of the celebrities, never heard of them in my life.
No, they're not real people.
No.
They made them up. They're like West Virginian cryptids.
Scott Bakula is alive.
The Secret is a best-selling 2006 self-help book by Rhonda Byrne based on the earlier film of the same name. Who adapts a film into a self-help book? It is based on the belief of the law of attraction, which claims that thoughts can change a person's life directly. So, okay, we're putting that out there for like bralettes that fit. The book has sold 30 million copies worldwide and been translated into 50 languages. So it's working for someone. Jesus. Everyone's just reporting more bras that are shams. I love
Minimizer
that.
bras, yeah. That's just hurt. That's just paying it for more money.
This is again wildly out of my depth here. I'm like a blessed like tiny titty goblin, and I was able to just like opt out of the bra system years ago, which is a very real privilege. God, okay.
But also on a related note, plus size binders are also very hard to find and painful. And I mean, there's only the pain thing, like there's only so much you can do with the mechanics of a binder, but like also I feel like the technology must exist somewhere.
We have the technology, we can build them. I mean, no, it definitely is out there. I just feel like there's, this predisposition to suppose like, oh, well, like there's not a demand for that. Like there clearly is. It's very weird to me how like so much of like the clothing retail industry is just built on the idea like, oh, well, like larger people just don't really exist that much. We don't really make that much. I'm like, yes, I do.
And there's a market for it. Like we're willing to work within capitalism for some clothes that fit.
Well, listen, we are all trapped in capitalism. Could capitalism just be like a little bit more accommodating?
Yeah.
God.
Toric bralettes can work. They just like, for me personally, they don't fit the band in the cup. Like
there's so many brands. I'm learning so much tonight. God. Okay. You did touch on binders. I didn't know if we were going to have time to get to this, but is there anything you want to talk about regarding like the overlap of fatness and queerness?
The biggest thing is like being someone who's non-binary, the general like the thought of somebody who looks non-binary or androgynous is like, a skin mostly skin. Thin.
You gotta have skin.
You gotta have skin, first of all. Thin, mostly masculine presenting person, and obviously that's not always the case. And not being able to find like good representations of what you want to look like a more androgynous and fat person sucks, and like not having that readily available can make like exploring presentation very difficult.
As you were saying that, it kind of hit me that like I feel like as much as there is like a stereotypical image of a non-binary person, it's basically like a fucking like Tolkien elf. Just tall and thin and like vaguely androgynous facial features.
And like I would love to look like a Tolkien elf, but I have different genes than that.
Yeah, that's not
happening
most
for
folks
me.
are working with. From Jess, the wildest things that the average American woman is 16, 18, but clothing stores won't carry that size in enough quantity.
Or at all.
Or
that it's online. American Eagle looking at you.
June just learned that she's average. I love that.
5'4" is also average. I always thought I was short, and I'm perfectly average.
I'm stunningly below average. What's up? It's
tiny.
It is what it is. It's fine. From Draven, I can't be pretty and heavy ? Now we established that right off the bat.
You can
go get it perfectly.
Yeah.
Sorry, the cat's being a small bastard. Will you let me hold you for 2 seconds? You have a fan club. Come here. Oh God. Say hello, you tiny and evil man. Nope. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna start. God, that's fine. I'm back here somewhere. We talked about androgyny. We talked about binders. We talked about body positivity. Okay, do you have resources you'd like to recommend that I will also link to? But do you have anything you just want to drop? Yeah, the boys here. Everyone stop yelling.
So yeah, one of my favorite blogs for like plus size, all info of all kind is Fat Girl Flow.
It's Flow with a W.
Flow with a
like
W.
The progressive lady.
Correct. Her name's Carissa. She's wonderful. She is a cis and I think like bi-pan woman. And she's currently dating somebody who's non-binary. So like she's able to give like cool sex tips for not only fat, but also like fat, queer, and like two fat queer people, which is really cool. And she also has like her own clothing brand. I don't think I mentioned this to you.
No, you did not.
She makes like plus size wholesale t-shirts and things for like people to give like actually well-fitting t-shirts for plus size people and crop tops. And she has a t-shirt that's a crop top and it says fat bitch on it that I really, really want.
That's so good.
Yeah, and she does a lot of cool stuff. And I also recommend her partner, Jay at Fat Girl, or not Fat Girl, Comfy Fat.
There will be links to all of this, I promise.
Yes. Megan Tonjes is forever my favorite. Just follow her Twitter. She's not like, she doesn't do a ton of activism, but she's just great, and you should follow her.
I think it's just, good to like be absorbing people's work. Like, you don't have to educate all the time.
Exactly.
Chill out.
Kevin Beans on Twitter does a lot of like really informative body positivity Twitter threads and that kind of thing. And he's just like really good about like the academic side of fat activism. And we've talked about Samantha Irby, and Jess Baker is great. Read Jess Baker's books. Who else? Other
Jasmine
people.
Stanley, if I can plug, is just a gorgeous like activist. Like she started out just doing like yoga shit, but then a lot of people are like, hey, I've noticed you're fat and also do yoga. What's that about? As people do, and she's like, okay, well, how about you kiss my ass? And it's just great. She has like a gorgeous Instagram. I think she just like dropped a book about like yoga. She's splendid.
Roxane Gay.
Roxane Gay.
Forever.
Literally, just follow her on Twitter to watch her absolutely evaporate people who try to talk shit about her. It's so funny. Like, someone be like, oh, you're fat. She's like, okay, well, I have like 3 degrees and make more money than you, and my dick is bigger, so fuck off. She's a delight and a joy. Sophie Hagen.
Wonderful. Hilarious.
Just great. Oh, from June. Oh, hey, Mackenzie, I should tell you, I plug you in similar ways to how you plug all these other people. What the fuck? I'm not that cool, but thank you. I love that. I owe you my life. Also, shout out to Marja going brogue and making her own bikinis because she can't find them in her size.
That's
I adore
great.
that. What we've learned tonight, if anything else, is that Marjo is doing better than all of us by going to queer festivals to meet people and making her own bikinis to fuck capitalism. Oh, sorry. Are you finished here? All right.
Also, life hack, just follow a single plus size vintage clothing account on Instagram, and all of them will follow you, and so you don't have to go look for them. It's great.
You don't find them, they find you.
No, I'm saying that kind of sarcastically, but truly it is kind of wonderful.
Good to know. I love that. Oh, Lindy West. How did we?
Yeah, Lindy West.
We talked about Shrill. We already plugged Lindy West.
Yeah, watch Shrill.
Yeah.
Read Shrill.
I think Lindy West is like absconded from Twitter again, which
really?
Like good. Like I don't blame her.
No, not at all.
Fucking animals on Twitter.
It's true.
No, I remember the last time she skipped out and she wrote like a whole essay like, I quit Twitter and it feels like I left an abusive relationship. And I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
God bless you.
You don't have to submit yourself to social media if you don't want to.
I know you got better shit to do. Life is way too short.
And she's doing fine.
She's doing great. Good for Lindy West. We're plugging podcasts and figuring out more. Yeah, Marjo is the coolest person here. Everyone, please take notes. We stand Marjo.
Oh, a good podcast to listen to is She's All Fat. They're great.
Hell yeah.
They talk about everything and they have guests on. It's very similar to this.
Love that. Cool.
Love this.
We should make Quit Twitter awards. Yeah, we should. Okay, so I'm going to start rolling into the point where, like, if anyone has any, like, closing questions to throw this way, you usually don't because y'all are, like, a sack of badgers, but that's fine. I'm also gonna I'm gonna plug what's coming up. So next week I'm gonna have my dear friend Austin here in full drag doing a whole bit. We're gonna talk. We've been calling it Dick Pics, Drag, and Dating Apps because we like the alliteration. And we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff that I don't know about being a cis gay man, which is like can't relate to any of that. Let's get into that. Not my identity. Please come in and educate me. Will you link one of the plus size vintage Instagram from Callus
Yeah,
CK?
let me go on my Instagram.
Hell yeah. And you absolutely promise you follow one and they all come flocking to you.
That's what happened to me.
That's
I
the
can't
promise.
guarantee, but
The week after that, I'm joined by my beautiful roommate, Rye. Some of you who are my patron supporters know Rye from a couple times I've tried to bake. Notably, the last time I was trying to make a fucking dump cake and they walked in and said, "Hey, those aren't blueberries. You bought blackberries, dumbass." They're gonna come in. We're gonna talk about whether or not Mothman is fuckable. So that's gonna be a great night.
First rec, Satsuma vintage, curvy girl vintage, beautiful vintage, beautiful vintage.
Do you want to type?
Yeah,
type
I'll
that
just
into the
do that.
chat? And, yeah. I don't want to assume anyone knows how to spell.
Bold of you to assume that I can. Nope, see?
No one can spell here. From Robert Spalding. God, I wish Twitter was some fever dream I had. Don't we all? I don't know, though. Since I deleted Tumblr off my phone, Twitter's like all I've got in trying times. So we're getting those out there for you. Everyone, please.
I think
From Emily, don't assume I can type. I've been smacking my keyboard at random and hopefully lucking out. Rachel, I don't know which one's worse for general people. I know for me, Tumblr is worse because people pay attention to me there. Twitter, I'm a ghost with like 3 followers and I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's such a relief.
I don't know. I feel like everybody uses Twitter, so you get more like garbage from everyone. And Tumblr is a very specific kind of garbage.
Tumblr is very like you dig yourself very deep, very quickly into one specific niche, and then you see all their trash. Whereas Twitter is like unpredictable, especially with the bullshit where they like show you people like what other people have liked, or or they'll be like, oh, this is like someone you follows this, and you'll be like, why?
Well, it still
it.
records that and will still pop up if you like something accidentally and then immediately unlike it. It's like, I don't agree with this person. That's what this looks like.
Or like, God forbid if you like click on something, like read an article, it's about like something heinous, and then Twitter's like, oh, you like this? I'm like, no, I don't. That's not what that meant. I don't condone this. Please don't show me more.
Yeah.
It's bad. Twitter's the social media Thunderdome. Twitter did also ban me at one point, and I still hate Tumblr more.
So what does that tell you about Tumblr?
It's pretty bad. The difference is that Twitter has tried to get rid of me, and Tumblr will not ever get rid of me, and that's worse.
I don't even think they have the power.
They don't. Tumblr's never gotten rid of anyone effectively in its life. Nathan, it's okay. You can stop apologizing for getting me banned. It had no large impact on my Twitter existence, again, because I have no following there and nothing I do matters. It's so peaceful. I love it. Please get me banned again. Tumblr, oh no, I remember that when your blog, okay, aside from occasionally accidentally deleting random blogs, which I feel like Tumblr HQ is like a toddler with a gun, and there's just like mostly blanks and one bullet. Sometimes they just shoot at random. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're winding down. Emily, if you were gonna sum up tonight's conversation, like give people like 1 or 2 little like takeaway nuggets, like one of those little like gift bags you should get at birthday parties, like what would you want everyone to take with them?
You don't have to settle for anything less, because of any way your body looks or behaves or acts or anything.
Fuck yeah.
That's that. I think that puts a bow on everything.
That's it. No, that's fantastic. I'm Josh. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course,
and
thanks for having
folks.
me.
Yeah, this is where I try to end the stream, and then it doesn't let me for a couple seconds, and there's a weird lag. Yes, I am sure I want to end. And the chat just hangs and makes fun of me while I just